Florida?
I have to tell you, I forgot that I had to work. Honestly, like I have not, like I've been in work mode. Okay, here we go. We're live. Yes. And speaking of work mode, yeah, I've been in work mode for so long that like taking a vacation, my brain just went from like 100 to 0. So anyway, welcome everybody. So exciting to be streaming live. Actually, I'm in Florida. And Alex, are you in Florida as well, you said?
No, I'm from Florida, so I'm a little jealous of you right now, but I am
Oh,
currently in Manhattan.
oh, you are from Florida. Okay. I was going to say
Yes.
the room looks the same as last time when you were on the
Yes,
Lower
yes,
East.
yes, yes, yes.
But anyway, speaking of Alex, here she is joining us again on another lovely Monday with some beautiful standards. Alex Muscaro, thank you so much
Hi.
today. So please take it away and let us know.
Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. My name is Alexandra Muscaro. I have been living in New York for the past 6 years now, and I've just been doing the cabaret thing. I'm very fortunate enough to have been able to be cast in multiple different shows and actually perform live productions. But cabaret is something that is really fun for me specifically. I had the privilege of performing in multiple cabaret venues across the city, like Don't Tell Mama, 54 Below, The Bitter End. And I got to experience what cabaret kind of was and how fun and like almost relaxing it is as a performer, because in cabaret there really are no rules and you can just be yourself on a stage, which is incredible, especially because when you are an actor or an actress in theater in New York, oftentimes you're asked to not really be yourself. So cabaret is a really great way for me to just continue to be me and share what I love with an audience. And the main thing I like the most about cabaret is that you can fully talk to your audience. Ideally, I ideally I'm in a very small intimate space and I can just pick on all of you and like poke and prod you, and hopefully you can like yell at me back. But of course, in this virtual space, we have a lot of really great friends like live
Yes, we
streaming us right now. Hello.
streaming.
Wow.
Alex and everyone listening, I give so much credit to cabaret performers because to stand up there alone when there's nothing to lean on, there's no other cast members, it's just you. And I think that's so admirable to be able to hold a whole show and a whole hour and change, 2 hours by yourself. So bravo to you. I think it's amazing.
Thank you. I actually wrote and performed my own one-woman cabaret back in Atlantic City of the summer of 2019. Then I was asked to bring it to New York, so I performed it a couple of times in New York, fall of 2019. I was set to reprise the show March of 2020, and unfortunately, we all know how March of 2020 went. So I'm glad that I get to have this platform in this space to perform some stuff for you all right now. What I
Yay.
also do, other than being a professional performer, is I'm a dramaturg. And so what a dramaturg is they are the hired nerd that comes onto a production and yes, makes sure that the play makes sense and checks for structure and like character development. But what they also get to do is they're the hired nerds that come on and fact check the historical accuracy of the show. So what's really cool about being able to come on and do this American Standard Cabaret is that I am fully nerding out throughout all of this, because this time period of music and where we were as a country during this time is so different than what we are now. So this is a whole different area of musical history. So when we talk about American standards, we're talking about the age of music, whether it was pop music, which is singers singing these songs, or musical theater that was being made at this time. and made at this time with the intention that some of the songs from the musicals would be picked up by pop artists and sung by themselves. So this is all between the 1930s, 1940s, all the way to the end of the 1960s. So all of the music done during that time is now a part of our standard. So there's the American standard, there's the golden age of musical theater. All of these are very synonymous terms that all are used to describe this era of music that we're currently in. And as we go through these songs, you'll realize that a lot of the instrumentals and a lot of even the lyrical themes that we're talking about are universal throughout all of these songs. And it's really interesting also to look at these songs and see where they originally came from, because oftentimes we hear these songs and we think, wait, I think Frank Sinatra sang that first, but I remember Ella Fitzgerald singing it. And then Nat King Cole did that once, didn't he? And so you have these songs that have been sung and sung and sung over and over and over by other people, which is beautiful and amazing thing, because now we continue to listen to these songs and they survive the test of time. But what's interesting is that a lot of the history behind these songs is unknown to a lot of people, myself included. So being given the opportunity to come and perform these songs and do this sort of show has given me an excuse to like look up the facts about a lot of this stuff. So I mean, being just a musical theater person, a lot of these songs aren't necessarily new to me, but they became new to me as I started working on this show and started learning a lot of these new things. Like this first song that I'd like to sing for you all today. It was, I always start with this song because it's like, this is just so fun to me. So this song was originally titled In Other Words. It was written by Bart Howard in 1954. And then it was remastered by the Frank Sinatra in the 60s as an homage to the Apollo mission to the moon, when it was then changed to Fly Me to the Moon. So, without further ado, I think I'll start us off. Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter, Mars. In other words, hold my hands. In other words, baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You're the one I long for, the one I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You're the one I long for, the one I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you.
Amazing job, as always. I love that song. And you know, that reminds me of, can you hear me okay? Sound
Yes.
all right? That
Yes.
reminds me of just picturing those old times and the wardrobe from that era and how fancy everyone dressed and the
Oh,
and my dad always says nobody dresses up anymore, and it just like makes me kind of sad that like what a golden age for wardrobe and class and all of that, like amazing.
it's so interesting to think of the ways that we attribute certain sounds to certain styles of like actual physical wardrobe and the
Yeah,
style of life as a whole back then. And I really do think a lot of that comes from the horn section of all of this music
yes,
because we don't have band music like this because again, all of these songs were written to be performed live with a huge band and then you have all of the dancers looking
oh,
beautiful on a stage dancing it up. And
I
all
love
of these songs can just be vamped over and over and over again. So you have a song that was like maybe 2 minutes of lyrics that can turn into 8 minutes of dancing and swinging around with people.
oh, I
And that's
love that.
I know. There's actually a swing club. You next time you're in Midtown, I think it's called Swing 46. There's
Ooh,
a swing dance club in Midtown Manhattan. And one of my roommate slash best friend slash wife, my forever human, is like loves this place. And
mm,
so she's brought me a few times and it's so fun because you
oh,
have the band and you have the horn section and
wow.
you feel like you're being transported to a different time because we don't do this music anymore.
I'd love to go try that. That sounds like so much fun. Time traveling. I love it.
It's a really beautiful space as well. And they definitely did survive the pandemic because I had a friend recently
Yay.
perform there. So,
Great.
yay, theater.
Yay.
But what's really cool about all of this music too is the fact that it's very dancey and
I'm
the
dancing.
horn sections of all of this. Yes. And a lot of these songs, actually most of these songs were all written and performed by other people before they were then picked up by the big name artists that we really know and then kind of sort of became their own piece. I was thinking I was really thinking last week, like, yo, my set list is really Nat King Cole heavy. I need to add another Frank Sinatra song. And
Oh, yeah.
so I was thinking of like what song to add and I thought, You Make Me Feel So Young is such a good classic song. I had never in a million years thought that this song wasn't originally sung by Frank Sinatra.
It's
And it
not.
was not. No.
Oh,
So this song was written in 1946 by Joseph Miro for a musical movie called Three Little Girls in Blue. I have no idea what this movie is about. This song was originally sung by what I suppose are the three little girls in blue. But what's so interesting is during this time, you have Broadway musicals happening and you have movie musicals happening. And it's just such an interesting thing because you have these artists taking songs from theater and making them popular. When we say pop music, we are saying the popular music of the time.
yeah.
So pop music today is like Katy Perry and Lady Gaga. But pop music at the time was Frank Sinatra.
Yes.
So when I say things like pop music and I'm talking in this context, know that I'm not talking about Lady Gaga, although her and Tony Bennett's jazz album of standards is
Oh,
really incredible. But
loved.
I'm going to digress a little bit. And I'm going to bring us back to a little Frank Sinatra.
Take it away.
You make me feel so young. You make me feel that spring has sprung. And every time I see you grin, I'm such a happy individual. The moment that you speak, I wanna go play hide and seek. I wanna go and bounce the moon just like a toy balloon. You and I are just like a couple of tots running across a meadow, picking up lots of forget-me-nots. You make me feel so young. You make me feel there are songs to be sung, bells to be rung, and wonderful fling to be flung. And even when I'm old and gray, I'm gonna feel the way I do today. 'Cause you make me feel so young. You make me feel so young. You make me feel so spring has sprung. And every time I see you grin, I'm such a happy individual. The moment that you speak, I wanna go play hide and seek. I wanna go and bounce the moon just like a toy balloon. You and I are just like a couple of tots running across a meadow, picking up lots of forget-me-nots. You make me feel so young. You make me feel there are songs to be sung, bells to be rung, wonderful fling to be flung. And even when I'm old and gray, I'm gonna feel the way I do today. 'Cause you make me feel so. You make me feel so. You make me feel so young.
Amazing. It was so nice to hear a female vocal on that.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I sort of kind of threw that song in today, thinking to myself, wait, let's change it up a little. Let's like throw in a little like something else.
Yeah, I loved that. I've never heard anybody sing that other than Frank Sinatra. So you're the first, and you did it justice. I loved it.
Thank you.
I had a question. I had a quick question. One, I just want to say you inspired me. I've painted my nails white because every week I love your manicure. But do you think, have there been in recent years any song from Broadway that has become popular that an artist has covered? Like, I'm trying to think of a show tune.
The only one I can really think of is Hamilton, because there was the entire Hamilton remix soundtrack that came out that was covered by a whole bunch of different artists.
I can't think of any others.
So a few years ago, I think it might have been it was either the Emmys or it was the Oscars. Lady Gaga did an Oscars tribute to Sound of Music.
I remember that.
And that was the first time, this was only like a few years ago, but that was the first time that I had really seen a current pop singer take a Broadway song and perform it. And it was really cool to see.
It was beautiful. And it was so nice to see Lady
Gaga
do that.
Yeah, I guess Glenn messaged us letting me know that Tony Bennett and Lady Gaga are both playing Carnegie Hall next month. So, oh man.
That's probably going to be sold out in 2 seconds, but I would love to go.
Also, stepping up on my little soapbox pedestal, most of the very famous singers of now all started in musical theater. Lady Gaga lived in New York and did musical theater. And then you have Ariana Grande, who performed in the musical 13 when she was a kid and did
Wow.
all sorts of musical theater.
Yeah.
It's
And
the
I can too, but she's more of an actress, but she's huge now. She's a huge musical theater, like kid star. She won a Tony, I think, when she was like 10. Anna
oh my
Kendrick.
gosh. Yes.
So wild. Yeah.
So a lot of also a lot of the singers, like the rock singers and singers that are pretty old now that can still sing, were all classically trained.
Yeah.
And that classical training is what teaches you longevity in your voice.
Barbra Streisand and Celine Dion still sing the same. Like I saw Celine Dion in concert and she was even better. And she's in her mid to late 50s. Incredible voice.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to Vegas in a couple of weeks, and part of me is like dying to see her show. I think she's still there. I think her residency is still happening.
Oh, definitely worth the money. Go.
Oh
you
my
have
gosh.
to once and see Celine live. It's a must.
I love how this is now turning into a musical podcast. Yes, I would love to see that. Music is that kind of music though, and like singers who can actually sing are so valuable too.
Yeah.
And what's also so beautiful about all this music is not a lot of people sing like this anymore. You have Josh Groban and you have Michael Bublé and like who really else? Sam Smith, honestly, I feel like is a very similar style.
He's a crooner. He's great. Oh, his voice is so soothing. I love it.
But these are all like male singers too.
Yeah.
Which is a very interesting thing to think about. It's like when did we feel the need to sort of shift women into a different sort of who can belt the highest, who can screll.
Say that, and then women damage their voices because the pressure is so much more on them, especially when songs are written on Broadway for women. It's always these belty songs, and that's an amazing point.
Yeah.
No,
so that's also
relax into a song. We have to really just.
That's also why I like doing this. This is like, it's just so easy and free and flowing. Especially this next song. A lot of these songs that we're also talking about were originally written as just straight orchestrations. Because again, at the time, you're going out, you're dressing fancy, and you're taking a gal on the town, maybe buying her a soda pop. And if you're lucky. And so a lot of these songs were originally written as band pieces and then taken and by other pop singers and then put lyrics to it. Like this next song, this was actually kind of surprising to me. Charlie Chaplin wasn't just the funny black and white comedian. He actually wrote music as well. He was a musician. And so in 1936, for his movie, he wrote this song that Nat King Cole in 1954 took and put lyrics on top of. And this song is Smile. Smile, though your heart is aching. Smile, even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by if you smile through your fear and sorrow. Smile and maybe tomorrow sun comes shining through for you, light up your face with gladness, hide every trace of sadness, although a tear may be ever so near. That's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use in crying? You'll find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. That's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use in crying? You'll find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile.
That song. It's so sweet.
I love that song because it's always such a good reminder that, like, just smile.
Yeah, just
You
smile.
know, yeah, it's just so special to think about too. And I I really feel like this song means something different to so many people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Sorry, go ahead. I meant to.
no,
I was
please.
just going to say there's something so nostalgic about it. I mean, obviously it was from many years ago, but every time I hear that song, I just have like such a sense of nostalgia. Like,
Yes.
I don't know what it is, like slow moving images and old fashioned. I don't know. It's such a moving feeling. It's like a strange feeling.
It's like the actual music itself is almost like this slow reel
Mm-hmm.
that's happening. If you listen to a lot of this, if you listen to a lot of just the music itself,
Mm-hmm.
your body literally has a biological response to the music.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of, I mean, I'm getting a master's degree right now in arts and medicine. And so a lot of what my master's program is also teaching me is that there's so much biology to why you feel happier when you're
Mm-hmm.
dancing, or why when listening to specific songs you feel better.
Yeah.
And a lot of what this music does, at least for me, is it really almost syncs my central nervous system to this music, and all of a sudden I feel relaxed when I'm listening to certain songs, or I suddenly have a little boost of serotonin and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like bobbing along. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like this next song um is, again, it's, I love this song. It always makes me so happy. And when you listen to the music, like, it, listen to the music and you hear it bounce, and then you bounce
Mm-hmm.
along with it. So this is another one of the, I took this song and I made it my own type vibe of the time. So Milton Deluge and Willie Stein in 1950 originally wrote this song. And then Nat King Cole came along a few years later and made his cover of it. And this song is called Orange Colored Sky. I was walking along, minding my business, when out of an orange-colored sky, flash, bam, alakazam, wonderful you came by. I was humming a tune, drinking in sunshine, when out of that orange-colored view, flash, bam, alakazam, I gotta look at you. One look and I yelled timber, watch out for flying glass. Cause the ceiling fell in and the bottom fell out. I went into a spin and I started to shout, I've been hit. This is it, this is it. I was walking along, minding my business, when love came and hit me in the eye. Flash, bam, alakazam, out of an orange-colored sky. One look and I yelled timber, watch out for flying glass. Cause the ceiling fell in and the bottom fell out. I went into a spin and I started to shout, I've been hit. This is it, this is it. I was walking along, minding my business, when love came and hit me in the eye. Flash, bam, alakazam, out of an orange-colored, purple striped, pretty green polka dot sky. Flash, bam, alakazam, and goodbye, out of an orange-colored sky.
Woohoo! Amazing.
Again, it's the popping. It's the of course, like the music at this time too. It was like made for you to dance, right?
Yes.
Because you're listening to these songs, and sure, you're probably listening to them at home. But if you have the money to buy the 45s to listen to it at home, or maybe you have a radio, and you're sitting around your living room and you're listening to the radio show with your family. But oftentimes, you're hearing these songs out. You're having a blast. These songs are meant to be experienced live and with people.
That sounds like a nice thing after being in your house for like a year and a half. It's just like, oh, remember this time you're out rubbing shoulders and dancing and socializing.
Well, what's so interesting is that we are currently in this post-pandemic age where we're experiencing that. But think about when these songs were written. These songs are post-World War II.
Ah, so
So
true.
literally everyone else is experiencing this need to like come out and go out and have a blast.
My gosh, that's so true. What a great like observation. They must have just been living their lives to the fullest. Yeah.
I mean, we got that baby boomer generation for a reason.
Exactly.
Like you have these songs, you have this brass section. Of course you're going out and you're having a fun time and you're with your lover and you're having a blast.
Love it.
That's I wish a lot of songs I wish a lot of songs today sort of had that same effect.
Yes.
You know, because a lot of these songs you want to be transported and they transport you and they take you to all these different places. Also, songs like, I mean, listen, every single song I've sung so far has a musical interlude.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of these also are to give the band equal amount of attention as the singer. Because yes, the singer is there and they're singing and they might be great, but they're not there without the bands.
Yeah.
And they're not there without their musicians. And that sort of teamwork, camaraderie of, hey, we're here making music together, let's do that, is again something that's not really seen in today's music
Yeah.
age.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah, I love this type of music. And Nat King Cole too was one of those guys that is very indicative of this time, especially his holiday songs.
Oh
Too.
yeah.
A lot of the very, very traditional, like specifically Christmas songs that you hear, all Nat King Cole.
Yeah.
And what was really interesting about Nat King Cole was that he took a lot of things and made it his own. Whereas Frank Sinatra, I feel like we remember him as just having everything himself, which is funny to think about because it wasn't himself.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's so interesting.
About the music today, because the only time I get to like see or hear that is when I'm working with the wedding bands on the weekends, and when we get to have a horn section, and people are coming into cocktail hour and we're playing, and you just hear the band going, and then sometimes the vocalist will start. You just pass it along to each other. Like I'll be singing something, then I'll be like, guitar, and then he just pops into it, and then the sax will take a solo. So nice when you can like play around like that.
That's what a lot of this was. It was all play too,
Yeah.
which is really fun. And that's why jazz is so interesting, because a lot of it is just improvisation. It's like, take it away. Now you take it away. And then you look at your audience and you're like, are they ready for a new song? No. Okay, let's go back. Let's vamp it again. Let's sing the chorus again.
Yeah. It's such a thrill to just boom, boom. Oh, I love it.
Yes. So keeping on our whole Nat King Cole vibe, again, he took the lyrics of an orchestration band piece that was originally written by Milt Gabler, and in 1965 is when he actually wrote the lyrics. And this song is, I never know how to say the song, because when you're typing it, it's Love. But do you say the song? Like, am I telling you I'm singing Love, or am I telling you I'm about to sing love?
I think people know it better as Love. Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to do some spelling now, folks.
All right.
L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore, and love is all that I can give to you. Love is more than just a game for two. Two in love can make it. Take my heart, but please don't break it. Love was made for me and you. Is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore, and love is all that I can give to you. more than just a game for two. Two in love can make it. Take my heart, but please don't break it. Love was made for me and you. Love was made for me and you. Love was made for me and you.
Oh, I love that ending. Band ending.
I know. And again, you have these instrumental breaks where you're like, you can't not dance. I can't just sit here and listen to that. And
No.
I feel like a lot of these songs, so much of it was made to be a celebration of life, especially when you think about this time in American history when we needed to celebrate.
Yeah.
You know, there was so much worth celebrating and so much celebration lost.
Yeah.
And so these songs and the whole American standard rep is filled with just pure celebration of life. And
Love.
It's incredible to think of the fact that you have instruments who are conveying these emotions and pulling these emotions from you. And I'm sure everybody listening right now, all 146 of you, are listening to these songs and you're remembering, hey, I did that one thing that one time with that one guy and I heard that song, and they transport you. And I hope that coming here and listening to some of these songs has transported you. And I mean, I also hope y'all have learned a thing or two listening to this. I of course kind of went on to my my dramaturgical soapbox this whole time and was really conveying a lot of this stuff.
We appreciate the knowledge. It's so nice to learn new facts. It's always great.
I know. But I think that is just about all the time we have.
Yes.
So
did you want to say something else about that?
I was going to let you take it away, but I also wanted to plug the fact that I, as part dramaturg that I am and part grad student that I am, I on Thursdays am also back here on Sing for Hope facilitating my writing workshop that I developed. And so if you come back Thursday 2:30, you're going to be here. This is the same bedroom. I know it's very exciting. That pillow is super great. So you're going to be back here and we're going to just write and we're going to really go into ourselves and remember how cool and interesting we are. And I think it's a blast. But there's so many other great things that Sing for Hope does, don't they, Alyssa?
Sing for Hope is amazing. Thank you, Alex. Everyone, first of all, a round of applause for Alex Muscaro for these amazing golden age standard music singing. It was just beautiful. It makes me want a dirty martini every time. Just want to sit here sipping on my drink. And also her writing class is phenomenal. I can vouch for that. I took it and I loved every bit of it. I shared my work at the end and it was so therapeutic. So thank you for all of your gifts that you bring to Sing for Hope. And for all of you watching, thank you so much for joining us. And just to let you know, Sing for Hope is a donation-based organization. That's what keeps these arts alive, is your generosity. So if you'd like to donate, it's singforhope.org/donate. And if you'd like to invite friends and family, sign up for these free events, these amazing free events. It's singforhope.org/open-arts.
Yes. Thank you all so much. I'll see you all again so soon. I'm back here next week.
Yes. Bye, everybody.
Bye.